Dar had come to me first.
Really?
Yeah. So, like you were talking about that vulgarity and whether you didn't do. So, though it was not vulgar, but there were sometimes some scenes that I was not comfortable with. So,
डर में क्या था?
डर में कुछ ऐसे पहले scenes थे where वो था कुछ एक couple of scenes थे. एक तो swimming costume मैं कभी पहन के नहीं जाती थी. I would say no, I'll not wear a swimming costume.
It's so long back, I can't even remember.
कुछ ऐसे थे मतलब scenes that I was little uncomfortable. Like Prem Kaidi, in fact, the first film which I think Lolo got launched was actually offered to me first. But even that, there was just one scene where the hero pulls down the zipper or something and a strap is showing me. I was uncomfortable with that. So I used to be uncomfortable with a lot of things. I was very uncomfortable with proximity with people whom I would be very like this. I was little uppity at that time, I think. And not snooty. I was never snooty. I was always like how I am right now only. So that's why they treated me like a boy. But I was not like, how do I say? Like, for example, dance steps, if I'd be uncomfortable about something, I'd say, listen, I'm not comfortable with this step. I would not do the step. I didn't want to wear swimming costumes. I didn't do kissing scenes. So I had my fundas. I was the only actress who had a couple of rape scenes with not one tear in her dress. All my dress would be fully intact. I'll say, no, I will not do.
Okay.
मेरा ड्रेस फटेगा नहीं. तुम कर लो रेप सीन अगर करना है कि विलन कर रहा है, लेकिन मेरा एक फटेगा नहीं.
But how come there was no tag put to you कि इसको मत लो ये बवाल है?
वो था मेरे को arrogant बुलाते थे.
Okay.
Because
but
I
you
had
still
these
got projects in spite of that.
But that's what now I think it's something here that you can't stop. If you're talented, and I tell people, if you're talented, you're hardworking, you have faith in yourself, you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you.
Okay, so if you see the girls today, who are acting, whether Sridevi's daughter or Saif's daughter or whatever, they have this camaraderie. They're doing instas together. They party together and all. What was it like in the 90s? There was Karishma,
We also
Juhi.
had a lot of camaraderie. See, Juhi, Madhuri, though Juhi and Madhuri are senior one batch senior to me. But Kajol, myself, Shilpa, Neelam, you name them. Juhi, Madhu, Madhuri, Shri, till before she died, pretty close to her as well. So we've all been friends then, and we're friends now. Manisha, Urmila. Whenever we all meet, we meet so warmly, and there are times, where we party together. We used to, even in those days, we used to. I remember Holi parties. I remember I used to go pick up Urmila, and then we used to go for the Holi parties together. Rani. So we all still in touch with each other. Yeah, there are some of them who are jealous or who only keep to themselves. We are fine with that. But the rest of us are all still very close, and there's that certain bond that we all still have. We are always on each other's Insta, always complimenting each other, always pressing likes for each other, always doing things for each other.
And the jokes also must have been the same, right? You knew the jokes,
but
the
now
insider
we joke
jokes.
about all the, now we can sit back and laugh at a lot of things actually.
At a lot of things. Yeah. What about the pay scale discrepancies? I believe they were tremendous in the 90s.
Yes, of course they were. That's why I think heroines used to do many more films at a one go, where a hero would be doing 5 films a year, but we'd be doing 30 films a year. So
that was the kind of discrepancy in pay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
30s to 5 it would be.
Probably, yes.
Yeah. But nobody aired that. Nobody voiced that thing.
Well, that was the norm. I think that was the norm probably everywhere. So it's not only the industry. I think that was the norm everywhere.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. But in films, one would think that the creativity level would be the same that, you would be doing. Or did the actors have the male actors had to do more in a film?
At that time, yes, most definitely the male actors had much more burden to carry on the film, because if a film flopped or something, it was known as their flop. It was known as their mess. The heroine would still go ahead and sign for 5 films. So I think that was not, so much so. But today, the kind of roles and the films that are being made, the way we carry, whether it's a web series or it's a film, we carry it also on our shoulders. So it's equal amount. So nonetheless, yes, the pay scale has also upped, and our characters have also upped, which I love.
And your personal life has always been something that's always in the news.
Yeah.
Like even today, if I was to Google Raveena Tandon, Akshay Kumar's name comes up with
Yeah.
it. And that, you broke up with him 25, 30 years ago or
Yeah.
something. But it still comes up.
No, and it comes up that there's like, war between everyone whom he's involved with. Hello. Once I had moved out of his life, I was already dating someone else and he had moved on dating someone else. So, kahan se jealousy aayegi?
Yeah,
So,
it's January 2023 when we
Yeah.
are taping this.
yeah.
And the fourth or the fifth story, if you type Raveena Tandon, comes up is Raveena Tandon's engagement with Akshay Kumar. Which year was that?
Forgotten about it.
Forgot. So it's still talked about. I think there are some pairings which people never
Yeah,
forget.
I think we were a hit pair during Mohra, and even now when we bump into socially, we all meet, we all chat, and I mean everyone moves on. Please, girls are changing their boyfriends every week in colleges since then to now, but one engagement that has broken is still stuck to my head. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But so everyone moves on. People have divorces. People move on. Yeah. So what's the big deal?
So even after that, after he broke up with you, it was always that, oh, whoever he finds, he's finding people who look like Raveena. Do you remember that? Those stories
No, I
which
don't.
you don't, or you just blocked it out of your mind?
I would not read anything that was written about that, because then why unnecessarily अपना blood pressure high करें? तो पढ़ो ही नहीं ना, better.
Do you do that often? Like, stay away from
Yeah, I block it out.
gossip magazines of those days? Now there are
Were
no
completely
magazines.
blocked from my house.
Really?
Yeah, because 90s gossip magazines were the worst. And some of those women I see roaming around today carrying the women's lib badge over their heads and their hearts, who were the worst enemies of women, would body shame women, would slut shame women, would do everything possible to bring another woman down. And today they roam around being the biggest, feminists. So I was like, when did that happen? If I start telling stories about them.
To you, where nobody would body shame you. You always looked perfect.
Oh no, please! I was called a lot of things.
You always was.
90s ke kholo, TT and thunder thighs and miss this and miss that.
You
Please, I
had
was called
thunder
a lot.
thighs. That I don't believe that.
Yeah. But I
I
was
know
plump. Yeah, I
Sridevi
started
was-
at 16 and a half. I had all full baby fat, which still hasn't gone. So I don't care now. I am being like that. I am like that. Too bad. Take it or
No,
lump it.
you're exaggerating. It was like, I think Sridevi was called that a lot.
I think after that, then I was called that. I don't know. I remember some of these titles. No, not only for me. A lot of other heroines also. And besides that, I think instead of supporting women, what they did was all these women editors, first of all, would fall in love with the heroes. And then what the hero said was the last word. If he wanted to, pan a woman, the woman would be panned and shamed and literally her career ruined in the magazines with nasty articles being put out about her. There were so many untrue articles that were put out just because some heroes went and said, "Acha, uske bare mein aise likh do abhi." And it would be the last word. And even if there would be an apology, there would be one last line in some other issue of the magazine that story we carried ultimately proved not to be true. But who will read that? At that time, the screaming headlines is what made news, right?
Yeah.
So that used to
Social
happen
media
a lot.
kind of changed all that, right? There is the viciousness also, but at least
I
you
agree.
can put out your point of view.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is what is very, very necessary, is that today you can put out the truth instantly, that
Yeah.
see, this is the proof and this is where I was and this is what it is.
Yeah.
But at that time, what the newspapers wrote or what the media wrote was the last word.
Yeah.
You didn't have a voice.
It was like, I remember anybody put on a little weight, any actress put on, is she pregnant, is she pregnant, is she pregnant?
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Yeah.
At least now, I mean, within a day, denial can go out that, okay,
Of
it was
course,
just,
and
I had
proof.
samosas for
Correct.
lunch or whatever,
Correct.
Yeah.
No, not samosa. I mean, and
Whatever. I mean, I'm being facetious, but
it used to be really, really dirty. The 90s journalism and that breed of those journalists were really dirty. Really dirty.
is that why you
Vicious.
just moved out once you got married? Like, you just,
Yeah. That's why I was like, okay, I'm waiting because this viciousness I can't deal with. Because I am not like that as a person. What I am on the face. I think initially, in fact, I remember Stardust even writing an article about, I don't believe in plucking flowers. I prefer flowers and animals in the forest and in the nature where they should be. So I started this trend of sending people cakes right in the 90s. And I remember Stardust writing an article, see how diabetically, artificially fake sweet she is nowadays. She sends cakes to everyone instead of flowers for her birthday.
Okay.
How does that make that an article? I would say I'd rather send a bottle of wine or cake, and that's what I started. I used to send everyone cakes. So that was supposed to be fake. So ऐसे लिखते थे उन लोग.
You were done with films at that stage?
Like I told you, I started on a whim. Never thought that this would be. I never grew up with the fact मैं बड़े होके actress बनूंगी, heroine बनूंगी, and this is my be all end all, and I breathe, eat, drink, sleep films. No, that was not the thing with me.
But what did your co-stars think at that time? कि क्या कर रही है?
So they all knew about them. They used to, even now they ask me about them sometimes. So they used to be on my shootings most of the time. Only once they grew up a little. When they were much younger, I didn't bring them on the shoots and stuff, because at that time media was also crazy. They'd just write any kind of crap. So one didn't want the children to be exposed to that kind of crap. So I kept them kind of away from the media eye. But then as they grew, once they passed their 10th, when they were in college, they started hanging out with me, and then slowly and steadily I did talk about it. And for example, I know others who've thrown press conferences and said, oh, I've got this baby from here and this and that. But I didn't want to do that, because at that time I just wanted to do this quietly and actually make a difference to someone's life, and not get the girls complexed by what people would be talking about them in the press or however. You know how people read, and how sometimes peer group pressure can be really cruel. So I didn't want them to go through all that at that time, and hence I kind of kept it under wraps. And then a lot of people who were advocating adoption and NGOs, they came and talked to me and said, we want you to be ambassador, but you must start talking about it so that it gives incentive to people to come up and do things like this. And hence I started talking about it then.
Okay, so let's get back to the films now. I'm going to go with the films that I like the most. So I'll go with
It'll be all those chichora films.
It has to be, right?
Definite.
I mean, the 90s was something else. That reminds me when there was this talk about that Deepika Shah Rukh song, that Besharam Rang song, which was coming on. And at that time, everybody was like, it's too vulgar and things. And then, of course, because it was orange, and so all the orange dressed songs came up. That, okay, wasn't this vulgar, yellow and orange.
What did I do in orange?
Yellow, you wore yellow. Fine. So your tip barsa pani thing. So when we were all talking, मेरे मुंह से निकल गया कि अगर ये vulgar है, which I think is, I mean, it's not a nice song, this one. I at least personally I didn't like it. I don't believe it should be banned, but I didn't like it. तो मैंने कहा कि वो tip बरसा पानी भी तो, and this was on air, by the way. Okay. This is an on air discussion we had on one of the podcasts. I think, how dare you say tip barsa pani? So there were all these 90s kids, these guys now, they are in their 40s, and they were like, don't you dare say anything. Tip barsa
Blasphemy.
Pani. This was how we grew up on. You don't know how much it meant to us. And then later on camera, they were like, जब भी कोई depressive बात होती थी, marks गंदे आ गए या कुछ हो गया, tip barsa pani. Usse we were happiness.
Yeah. The co-producer of the film, he kind of mentioned in an interview of his recently that Raveena didn't want to do the song earlier, and then we kind of convinced her because they wanted the whole song without the sari on, and I was like, hello, that ain't happening at all. I'm going to keep my sari on, and getting drenched is okay. You're doing a rain song. The whole world has done rain songs, and the whole world gets drenched. But I said, no way, Jose, I'm keeping my sari on. So there was just that one flip of a sari, and then where he dances with the sari, and then it's back on to me where I actually put it on. So I mean, there are times when you can put your foot down. No one puts a gun on your head and says do these things. And see, I've always believed that there's a thin line between sensuality and sexuality, in your face sexuality. So I am not a person who would like in your face sexuality, that come see I'm sexual. I think that's a little too much. I think sensuality can be in anything, can be in a hair flip, can be in your eyes, can be in your expression, can be even in the way you smile. So that is, I'm a believer of sensuous things, of sensuality, and that's how I see Tip Tip Barsa Pani. Tip Tip was a very, very sensuous song. There was no in your face vulgarity as such in that, where in those days when there was an era in the 90s where all double meaning songs and double meaning films like I mean, there's so many of those songs which are so vulgar and so obscene, and this was, yes, sensual. This had to portray a kind of love making between the actors, and I think it did very beautifully well.
So this boundary that you're talking about, or the lines that you would say that मैं ये नहीं करूँगी, That's for you as a person. But did you have any objection, or did you feel that this ought not to be on air? Some of the things, the vulgar ones that you're talking about.
In those days?
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion, but everyone, it's a
Didn't
free
matter.
world.
Yeah.
Everyone can do what they want. It's
Even
them.
now?
It depends. Even now.
Yeah.
Everyone is allowed to do what they want and what they feel in their mind is right. It's their problem. Yeah, I don't say that go pick up a gun and go and shoot the other person. There are some laws in this country that
Correct.
work.
Yeah.
So it's not that. But I do believe that it's a free world. We are a democratic country. We have the right to do and think and say what we want. And luckily, we women, I'm proud to be born in this country, which allows me the freedom to voice my opinions, to walk how I want to, and to talk how I want to. So I don't feel any kind of oppression or suppression, and neither have I felt that way. And this is the way I've been brought up as well. So coming back to one song that people are not liking, fine, you don't like it, that's your opinion. But the actors who did it, they're loving it. It's their problem.
And you feel that everything has a right to exist, so long as it's not harming society in any manner?
As long as it's not harming society in any manner, yes, of course. I mean, terrorism can't exist. That's their freedom of speech, probably. That's bullets. मैं अखियों से गोली मारती हूँ, लोग दूसरी गोलियां मारते हैं.
Oy,
Sorry, I couldn't help that.
Did you
No,
like
but
that
was a
song?
very-
It was such a fabulous
very
thing.
bad joke, sorry. But I mean, talking about such a serious topic like terrorism. But nonetheless, that, of course, now that is not the freedom of expression that you would like to give anyone, is violence.
Yeah.
So that definitely is a no-no.
And you voiced an opinion very strongly about women and violence, and you've talked about terrorism. You don't hesitate in speaking up when the occasion demands.
Of course not. I think we all should be speaking up, because this is the country that we are going to bestow upon our kids after we are dead and gone. Is this the kind of planet or country, is that what we are going to leave behind for our children? And the minute I became a mother, I was worried about everything that happened. Everything that happened in the newspaper I was worried about, and all I wanted to do was protect my kids. So I think it's a different emotion altogether that you go through. That let's get together and make our country one of the best countries, so that our children can be proud to belong here.
In fact, the film industry is often criticized that they don't speak up often enough, considering that they are, they are torchbearers.
Damned
and people
if you
look
speak
up.
and damned if you don't.
Correct. That both happens. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen the reticence in some
Yeah.
very well-known people
Yeah.
in the film industry who just don't speak up, because they say, even if we do, or for right causes, the right thing we say, we
Exactly.
still get pilloried.
Exactly. So what has happened is, I mean, there's a certain section, for example, according to me, Twitter is completely polarized. It's either the right wing or the left wing, and they've completely taken over. There's nothing that you can do.
Yeah.
So either you're what's it called, Sanghi, or you're a Naxalite. It's either something like that, na?
Yeah.
Either
Yeah.
you're Naxal or you're Sanghi. So I mean, there's no middle path
Yeah, we
that
also
you
get
can
it,
take.
Godi media, Bhakt media,
Yeah.
or else your Mino media, Piddi media.
Yeah, exactly. So it's either or. There's no middle path left anymore. There is no neutral path that you can take. But yes, when it comes to my country and when I have to speak about my country, फिर मैं भी भिड़ जाती हूँ. Because like I said, I mean, there is, and yeah, I do get comments, अरे तू तो acting ही कर, तू क्या जानती है, why? Am I not a citizen of this country? Am I not a mother who has children who will be the next generation of this country? Am I not paying my taxes? Am I not paying my dues living in this country? Am I not proud of this country? So what has taken me to be an actress, to be taken my rights away to speak about when I want to speak about my country? So who are you to tell me that? So if I don't come to your house and tell you don't talk about this, who are you to come to my house to tell me don't talk about this?
And your personal life has always been something that's always in the news.
Yeah.
Like, even today, if I was to Google Raveena Tandon, Akshay Kumar's name comes up with
Yeah.
it. And that, you broke up with him 25, 30 years ago or
Yeah.
something. But it still comes up.
No, and it comes up that there's war between everyone whom he's involved with. Hello, once I had moved out of his life, I was already dating someone else, and he had moved on dating someone else. So kahan se jealousy aayegi?
Yeah,
So
it's January 2023 when we
Yeah.
are taping this.
yeah.
And the fourth or the fifth story, if you type Raveena Tandon, comes up is Raveena Tandon's engagement with Akshay Kumar. Which year was that?
Forgotten about it.
Forgot. So it's still talked about. I think there are some pairings which people never
Yeah,
forget.
I think we were a hit pair during Mohra, and even now when we bump into socially, we all meet, we all chat, and I mean everyone moves on. Please, girls are changing their boyfriends every week in colleges since then to now, but one engagement that has broken is still stuck to my head. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But so everyone moves on. People have divorces. People move on. Yeah. So what's the big deal?
So even after that, after he broke up with you, it was always that, oh, whoever he finds, he's finding people who look like Raveena. Do you remember that? Those stories
No, I
which
don't.
you don't, or you just blocked it out of your mind?
I would not read anything that was written about that, because then why unnecessarily अपना blood pressure high करें? तो पढ़ो ही नहीं ना, बैठो.
Do you do that often? Like stay away from
Yeah, I block it out.
gossip magazines of those days. Now there are
Were
no
completely
magazines.
blocked from my house.
Really?
Yeah, because 90s gossip magazines were the worst. And some of those women I see roaming around today carrying the women's lib badge over their heads and their hearts, who were the worst enemies of women, would body shame women, would slut shame women, would do everything possible to bring another woman down. And today they roam around being the biggest, feminists. So I was like, when did that happen? If I start telling stories about them.
To you, where nobody would body shame you. You always looked perfect.
Oh no, please! I was called a lot of things.
You always was.
90s ke kholo, TT and thunder thighs and miss this and miss that.
You
Please,
had
I was called
thunder
a lot.
thighs. That I don't believe that.
Yeah. But I
I
was
know
plump. I
Sridevi
started
was-
at 16 and a half. I had all full baby fat, which still hasn't gone. So I don't care now. I am been like that. I am like that. Too bad. Take it or
No,
lump it.
you're exaggerating. It was like, I think Sridevi was called that a lot.
I think after that, then I was called that. I don't know. I remember some of these titles. No, not only for me, a lot of other heroines also. And besides that, I think instead of supporting women, what they did was all these women editors, first of all, would fall in love with the heroes. And then what the hero said was the last word. If he wanted to, pan a woman, the woman would be panned and shamed and literally her career ruined in the magazines with nasty articles being put out about her. There were so many untrue articles that were put out just because some heroes went and said, "Acha, uske bare mein aise likh do abhi." And it would be the last word. And even if there would be an apology, there would be one last line in some other issue of the magazine that story we carried ultimately proved not to be true. But who will read that? At that time, the screaming headlines is what made news, right?
Yeah.
So that used to
Social
happen a
media
lot.
kind of changed all that, right? I remember anybody put on a little weight, any actress put on, is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? Is she pregnant?
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Yeah.
At least now, I mean, within a day, denial can go out that, okay,
Of
it was
course,
just,
and
I had
proof.
samosas for
Correct.
lunch or whatever,
Correct. Yeah. No, not samosa. I mean, and
whatever. I mean, I'm being facetious,
but it used to be really, really dirty. The 90s journalism and that breed of those journalists were really dirty. Really dirty.
is that why you
Vicious.
just moved out once you got married? Like you just,
Yeah. That's why I was like, okay, I'm waiting because this viciousness I can't deal with. Because I am not like that as a person. What I am on the face. I think initially, in fact, I remember Stardust even writing an article about, I don't believe in plucking flowers. I prefer flowers and animals in the forest and in the nature where they should be. So I started this trend of sending people cakes right in the 90s. And I remember Stardust writing an article, see how diabetically, artificially fake sweet she is nowadays. She sends cakes to everyone instead of flowers for her birthday.
Okay.
How does that make that an article? I would say I'd rather send a bottle of wine or cake. And that's what I started. I used to send everyone cakes. So that was supposed to be fake. So ऐसे लिखते थे उन लोग.
You were done with films at that stage?
Like I told you, I started on a whim. Never thought that this would be. I never grew up with the fact मैं बड़े होके actress बनूंगी, heroine बनूंगी, and this is my be all end all, and I breathe, eat, drink, sleep films. No, that was not the thing with me.
Like when you're feeling low down and out,
Yeah.
and you just want to just chill,
Yeah.
pick up Andaza Apna and did you have fun doing that Karishma Raveena Karishma?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We used to be. You see me in some scenes, I'm actually laughing. I'm actually laughing because you can't stop the laughter, and then one doesn't want to spoil the whole take.
Okay.
So you're actually grinning and saying your dialogues.
Tell me, if you were to pick among your women friends in the film industry, you mentioned so many of them. Is Karishma one of them? Like,
Well, we do meet socially, but I think she has her set circle. So
Okay. And among the male friends, male actors that you've acted with, who did you feel most comfortable with, like acting?
I think it has to be Sanju.
Yeah. He's a very private person, I've heard. No?
No.
No?
Where did you hear that?
He seems very quiet.
No, but I've done so many films with Sanju. I think, I probably know Sanju quite a bit.
Is the Panju Panju thing?
No, it's just that I guess it's just a level of comfort with him somehow.
Okay.
It's Sanju. All of them are my friends.
One of the guys you are, right? That's why you were saying.
Yeah. I was always like one of the boys. Sunil, Sanju, Jagu. We all meet. Whenever we all meet now, we meet so warmly. Salman. So it's
Because the interviews that we have seen of Sunny Deol, he's like, he hardly speaks. He's just like a man of few words.
Yeah,
there
he
are
is.
many actors like that who in interviews they're very quiet.
Yeah.
But on screen they are like completely different.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I guess they are reserved.
they're introverts.
Introverts, right.
I'm not an introvert. It's like what's here is here, is what's here is here and here. Like my husband says, "Teri zaban, tu kab baat karna band karegi?"
Why? Please don't. Please don't. Because that's you. Yeah, to be expressive.
I've always been an open book, and I do believe that if you have nothing to hide, you don't end up lying, and if you don't end up lying, you have nothing to hide. Period. So
Let's come into the 2000s, you know, when, like I said, after your several breaks and coming back and things like that. But the nice thing is that directors were always ready to cast you as soon as you wanted to come back.
I think I'd started making the shift with a film called Shul. We were shooting the still for the the posters and the still shoot for Shul, and but Seenu, the director, was very convinced that I suit the role, and or I will do justice to the role. So he and me were trying our best to convince Ramu. And I was shooting with Rakesh Shrestha, and there was the makeup room, and then there's like how there was a makeup room there, and there was the setup over here. And I finished getting ready, and I walked out, coming to do my stills, to do my thing. And Ramu crossed me. Ramu was going to the washroom, so I looked at Ramu. I said, "Hi, Ramu, you're finally here." So he looked at me and he walked past me. I was like, shoot, he's really upset that I'm doing this film. I don't think he really wants me to. And I went and stood in front of the camera and I started emoting and I was doing my thing. And suddenly after 5 minutes, we hear this, "Oh my God, Ravina, that was you." I said, "Yeah, Ramu." I said hello to you.
What were you wearing?
So, I was wearing that shul
That shul
that
outfit.
Manjari Bhabhi, that cotton sari and no makeup with just my hair tied behind, just kajal in my eyes. That was my entire look for.
And he just couldn't recognize.
He didn't recognize me. He just did this. Like, he was like maybe the maid or something from clean up maid saying, "Hello, hi Ramu, how are you?" So I was like, what the hell?
Come up and say,
yeah,
what
and then there was no looking back. And then I did Ghulam-e-Mustafa, then I did Aqs, then I did and then like I said, there was no.
How did Kalpana Lajmi think of you and why?
I have no clue. I think she was very convinced during, I don't know if Daman and Shul were nearly together. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember the timeline, but yeah, she also wanted like for example, everyone thought Dimple was really glamorous, right? Till Kalpana gave her Rudali, and likewise, she said, unfortunately, actually, she'd said a very, very nice thing, which I also believed in. Actually, if you go to see, even in the earlier era, for me, the most natural and beautiful actresses were Madhubala and Wahida ji, and they were. Performance-wise, they were equal at par. But unfortunately, Wahida ji was always known more as an actor, and Madhubala wasn't, because people would only watch her beautiful face first, because they only spoke more about her beauty. But not, if you see Madhubala ji's performances, any of these films with Kishore
Kumar, yeah.
That's even that song, "Acha ji main hari chalo maan." I mean, just see her performance in that.
And she goes,
it's natural. She was so
that.
natural. There was no overacting or anything. She was one of the most natural performers that we had. Yeah. But unfortunately for her, it was her beauty took over the actor that she was. With the media, with the people, with the public, her smile, this, that. They only spoke about that more.
But like, for example, if one was to look at you, because you're so vocal, and you look happy in all your songs, one wouldn't think of you as a battered woman, who has faced abuse. So that's why Daman was something which was completely different. Like,
Yeah.
that nobody would think of Raveena Tandon as
And
a
you know,
victim.
that film also, I think, got a lot of acclaim because we spoke about marital violence and marital rape at the time, or probably even today, where it's not being given the
Yeah.
kind of recognition that it should be given. We spoke about it then. So it was.
But I'll just quote one in which says, Raveena Tandon lends credibility to the role of a battered wife and walks away with the honors. The pathos she conveys through her expressions make you realize that she's a performer of substance. Now again, till this lot of films came, nobody saw about you that you could convey pathos. Pathos would only be, okay, the guys dumped me, and that was the only pathos that one saw in your earlier films. So was it a conscious decision in the later half of your career to do these?
It was. That is why
Yeah.
I had to convince Ramu to get me to do Shool. And then came Daman. Then came, like I said, then the rest of the films
Satta
followed.
and Dobara,
Yeah.
who's a successful woman. I always ask them to speak about mental health because I think it's become a big challenge these days, and I feel that women who are leaders in their profession, I want to know about that too. How important is it for you, for your mental well-being, to have time for yourself, and what do you do for your well-being?
I think it's very important. Yes, definitely having your family rally around you, especially at difficult times, your friends rally around you. Listen to them, confide in them. Now is the era of shrinks and, psychologists and psychiatrists, etc. But I believe in India, it's always your family and your friends that compile together and rally against you and become your support and your backbone. So that's something that's very important. I think it's very important for families to look out for telltale signs, to see and to speculate and be there at the time when one needs them the maximum. For me, it's always been my family. My parents have been my backbone always. There are many a times where I do believe I could have fallen, but I did pick myself up and walk again. And my dad always used to say, जब बच्चा चलना सीखता है तो बहुत बार गिरता है, लेकिन जब उठ के चलता है तो एक सर ऊंचा करके मर्द के जैसे चलता है. And I believed and I actually followed that logic in my life. So there are many times where I could have been scattered, but I collected myself and walked again. And that is what life is all about, and that's what you have to be. So it's very important for you to also bring up your children, teaching them that life will throw you challenges, but it's up to you to have the strength to overcome.
So if your children were to say that they need help, you wouldn't bat an eyelid and get them?
Of course not.
Yeah.
It's very necessary to get. There's no shame in that. And I think it'll be very good that I think it's fantastic that my children are reaching out to tell me that they need help. So I feel people should reach out.
Several stages of your career for quite some
Exactly.
time.
I was offered a film instantly, and the next day I said yes. I didn't have even a photograph of mine to show anyone. तो क्या nepotism हुआ उसमें? And that too, not that I was seen at a film party. The producer Vivek Vaswani and the director saw me in open house when I'd gone with my college friends to eat pizza. Then they came to know I'm my father's daughter. तो कौन सा my father called up people said कि मेरी बेटी को लो फिल्म में. अभी भी on my Insta there are so many of these जो social media पे बोलते हैं अरे ये तो nepo kid है, इसके तो बाप ने बोला होगा मेरी बेटी को ले लो फिल्मों में. So it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
Like even today, like I told you, Rasha's been getting a lot of offers. She's only been studying. We don't even have one photograph of hers to put out anywhere except बच्चे लोग आजकल Insta पे खींचते रहते हैं, वही है उसके photographs. She's we've trained, she's getting a lot of film offers. We are contemplating, but we'll see. When it's her time, it'll happen. If it doesn't have to happen, it won't happen. She'll choose a different career.
So, recently Mr. Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan were in Calcutta, and they spoke about this whole ban culture, cancel culture that has come in. We saw this happening with Aamir Khan's film also, and then over Pathaan also it's happening. And there are many actors who've said this, that as soon as they say something which may be politically wrong or may not be according to what the trend is, there's a cancel culture that comes in. And it's then every field. It's not just in films. But what do you have to say about the
I think it is sad. Because I think, like I said, everyone is free to voice their opinion. And yes, this boycott Bollywood thing is a very, very sad thing that has happened. Unfortunately, because of a few bad apples, there are a few bad apples everywhere. So because of a few bad apples, an entire industry cannot be put to blame. There are people who are employed, who are day workers who get affected. That's their rosy roti. They take back home to their families. So if you cancel culture, you are actually, literally बोलते हैं ना किसी बहुत लोगों के पेट पे लात मार रहे हो आप. ठीक है, हम तो तभी भी सर्वाइव कर जाएंगे. What about the absolute lower rung who depends completely on our industry for livelihood? So I think it is a sad trend, but I'm sure that there will be a correction to happen soon. I'm positive.
And if somebody has a political line which is not with the government or which is not with the state government or central government, whichever, कभी-कभी अलग governments
मैं
होते
तो
हैं.
बोल देती हूँ.
You do.
You know I do.
You take a stand.
You know I take a stand.
Yeah. Does
When I believe in something.
So do people turn around and tell you in the
Of
industry?
course.
They do.
No, not in the industry.
Huh.
But I do know, I have actually faced this, I have faced this. I have faced this from a very big OTT organization where I didn't realize what that woman had against me. Because as soon as she walked into the room and she saw me, she had these bad vibrations she gave me. And she just kind of turned around and sat like this and said, yeah, we'll hear your story in a bit. No, this is not what we're looking for. She actually gave me that whole attitude. Until date, I haven't worked for that OTT platform. Till she's there.
And you didn't know why it was?
At that time, I was in shock. We were like, what happened? What is this person all about? She was on the same flight with me. And she walked in on the flight and I'm sitting in the front seat. And I was going to look at her and say, why don't you come and sit with me here? Because I think she was way behind. She walked in. She knew I was sitting there. She turned her face like this and walked off. I have faced it. Because of my political preferences or my political views that I've faced this treatment from this one woman.
Yeah. And
she's a complete leftist, I think, which I got to know much later. And then when it came out in the papers that she's known to be a leftist and she's known to be like this, then I realized why she hasn't cast me till date or why she was behaving with me the way she behaved.
And people
I was
think
in
it's
shock.
the other way around.
Yeah.
That it's like, that anybody who's
then
leftist
I put
is
two
not.
into two. I said, because I don't know her from Adams. So what was this whole bad vibrations that she was sending out to me? And I'm a very perceptive person. I know when there's something wrong.
But you were like, I don't care. I'm going to have my view. I'm going to express it.
Of course, and I still will.
I've seen, very, very top-notch actors who don't take lines because they're scared. And those also who went and took selfies with Mr. Modi, it was like, oh, look, they're trying to do this. राज्यसभा के लिए कर रहे हैं या टिकट के लिए कर रहे हैं या उसके लिए कर रहे हैं.
Anything करो. Anything. You speak good about the country because it is under a particular government and you're actually talking good about your country, they'll say, oh, because actually according to them everything is wrong with the country because their opposition party is ruling.
And your awards all came much before Mr. Modi came to power. The several awards that you got.
No, even this year I've been getting all the awards from all the for OTT, for Aranya.
The national awards and the Filmfare awards and all that.
Exactly. So I don't know what they're talking. No, that to forget. I'm saying today if you speak anything good about the country, okay, whichever party is in power, the opposite party will nail you because according to them, they want you to say that everything is wrong with the country because this party is ruling. You understood the psychology.
Yeah.
That's the psychology. So you can't even say anything good about your own country.
But you do.
Of course I do. I love my country. I'm proud to be born Indian, yeah. I wouldn't have had it any other way. I see a lot of other countries and I'm like, oh my God. I mean, people talk about, women getting, yes, we do have incidents. But statistically, unfortunately, people don't know that USA has the highest statistically count of violence against women, violence and rape against women than even India ever will have. With the population that we have. Imagine population ke hisab se bhi, they're still higher than us.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately over here, everything will be so blown out that it will be an issue.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा.
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है. क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दो?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI, it does not lie.